Hello, everybody. My name is Finn, and welcome back to the channel. So today, in honor of Bisexuality Awareness Month, Visibility Month, we are doing a video about the multisexual spectrum. Of course, uh, if you don't know, yesterday was actually Bisexuality Visibility Day, September 23rd, which is when I made this PowerPoint. And, plans with the whole, podcast didn't really go through. Our co-host Toby was unable to attend, so I have altered the plans for today and have made this last-minute PowerPoint, which is still as good as all the others, but spent a little less time on it. But doesn't mean it's any less accurate. I still have all of the sources that I'm going to have listed in the comments below. Everything is accurate, and yes. So let's begin with the multisexual spectrum. And of course, the first one that I want to talk about is, of course, bisexuality, which I gave its own page because well, there's a thing. One, because it's Bisexuality Visibility Month, but also because there were an odd number, so I couldn't put two on each page. But yeah, so I figured bisexuality should get its own page. Okay, so yeah, if you don't know what bisexuality is, what the fuck? How do you not know that? But essentially, it's sexuality. It's anyone who's sexually attracted to specifically two genders. It isn't limited to only being men or women, but specifically it can be any two genders in existence. If you're attracted to agender people and women, specifically any two genders on the gender spectrum. Which is funny that I said agender, since technically agender is literally no gender. But yeah. If you don't know, Bisexual Visibility Month is this month, September, my birth month, which is funny because for a while I thought I was bisexual. And yesterday, bisexual was September 23rd, the day right before I made this video. That is Bisexual Bi Visibility Day. All right. We love bi people. They're on this channel. They are amazing people. Next, we have pansexual and polysexual. I'm sure anyone who's been with the channel long enough knows what pansexual is, since I did a whole video on the differences between pansexual and omnisexual a few months ago. I think it was like mid-July. But essentially, pansexual people are sexually attracted to people of any gender, but they can have a gender preference. So they can be attracted to any gender, but maybe be more. They could maybe have a preference for men more than others. So essentially, they have attraction to all genders, but gender does have a play in it, unlike omnisexual, which is why it's different. Next, we have polysexual. So it's similar to polyamory in a way where you can have more than one partner or something, but it's more for sexuality, where essentially you can be sexually attracted to many genders or sexes, but not all of them, like pansexual. Essentially, it's any number more than two that is less than all of them, which is what makes it distinct from things like pansexual or bisexual. Next, we have omnisexual and abrosexual. So omnisexual, we've gone over this before, but omnisexual is attracted to anyone of any gender, with no gender preferences. So while pansexual, gender plays a role in it in some ways, but omnisexual, ugh, gender has no role because they are just attracted to anyone of any gender, regardless of their gender, and they have no preferences. Next, we have abrosexual. Abrosexual essentially is similar to like things like ace flux, where essentially it's fluctuating sexuality. It's like ace flux or gender fluid. Essentially, their sexuality fluctuates along the multisexual spectrum. So they could be one day they could be bisexual, but then find themselves the next day to be attracted to maybe a gender they weren't attracted to before, and we realize, oh, maybe I'm pansexual. Basically, it they are it's different based on the day or their mood, stuff like that. They fluctuate along the multisexual spectrum. Next, we have agentosexual and heteroflexible. So, agentoflexible, agentoflexible, that's funny. Agentosexual is when someone has some control over their sexual attractions. Basically, it's similar to gender fluid, but how it works is instead of them feeling like instead of their gender their sexuality naturally changing over time, like one day they're straight, but then they could feel more open towards uh, a gay relationship the next day and want one. But essentially, what it is that they might find themselves to be bi one day and then choose to instead pursue like a straight relationship that isn't like say more specifically attracted to someone who would be considered heterosexual for them. Essentially, it's not a permanent change, but they have sort of some control over their own sexuality in that way. It's as far as I can tell, it's a somewhat rarer thing to have because I hadn't heard of it until I looked at the page for the multisexual spectrum. I had not heard of it. Let me know if you guys have heard of this thing, have heard of agendosexual before, because I legitimately had not. So I had to do some research into it. Okay, so we have heteroflexible. Essentially, it's basically when a heterosexual or heteromantic person, they can feel open to a non-hetero relationship. So like they could be straight, but they could feel open to a gay relationship, but like not primarily identify as gay, but they are primarily straight. Like they're primarily straight, but not be against trying out a gay relationship. And then last one, homoflexible is essentially a gay or lesbian person, specifically someone who is like specifically one of those two, because I guess it's because a bisexual person could be in a straight relationship, like or pansexual person. It's stuff like that. Basically, someone who is specifically only attracted to the same gender. They can feel a homoflexible person who primarily is gay or lesbian can feel open to a straight relationship. So yeah, and be attracted to someone of the opposite gender. It is different from bisexual in that matter, but because they're not fully like attracted to both genders, but they can feel open to the other gender. It's yeah, but so primarily gay, but can feel open to a heterosexual relationship. And that is the last one, which brings us to our conclusion of the video. So once again, don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I want to try spreading these educational videos out to as many people as possible, because I want to try because if we can help even one person with these videos, then this channel will have been a success. So for next video, I have an announcement. For next month's videos, I have an announcement. It is LGBTQIA plus History Month next month, which means for all of next month, I am going to be doing 2 videos a week. One video on Tuesday, one video on Thursday. Hey, all of these videos are going to be about different history topics throughout the history of the queer community. Hopefully they'll educate people on how queer people have existed since the beginning of humanity. Basically, they have existed since humans first gained coherent thought. They've existed since who knows when. And there are so many examples of gay or queer people since beginning of recorded history, at least. But anyway, once again, all the sources used in this video are listed in the comments below if you want to learn more about the topics of this video. And that is all for today. If you enjoyed, once again, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button and to get notified of future content. And see you guys next month with 2 videos a week. See you guys later.